Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be reviewing the new Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I'm also going to be talking very briefly about the Supersize Conceal and Define Concealer because I have previously reviewed this product, obviously the smaller one, so I don't want to go into too much detail about it because it's literally just the bigger version of the little one. Full disclaimer, I am wearing a top. I just could not get into the frame of the video. I am fully clothed, I'm not naked, you know. I'm wearing clothes, thanks. Secondly sis, I just want to say excuse my nails because they are a hot mess. Don't send me, thanks. And of course, as always, a quick shout out to you stopping on my channel for the first time. Hope you like what you see. If you do, don't forget to like, comment and hit the subscribe button down below. So before I get into the review of the foundation, I just really quickly want to talk about the Supersize Concealer. So I'm not going to review it as such because I've already done that on my channel, but I just want to point out a couple of things. The first one is the price. So it's only £7. The original one is £4, so it's only £3 more, which is really good. And I'll tell you why it's really good, because it's 3 times as much product in the Supersize one as the small one. So for it to only be £3 extra is really good. I like that they didn't, you know, really overdo it with the price. They could have, like, I don't know, it's a very good price. So the small one is 0.14 FL oils and the big one is 0.45, so it's almost like 3 times bigger or over 3 times bigger, which is really good. Another thing I noticed is the packaging. This one is like glass, this one is like a hard plastic. As you can see, you've got that faux bit at the bottom on the smaller one, and this one is just like full from top to bottom, so you can see how there's more product basically. But that's all I wanted to say for the concealers. So now before we get into the review, a couple things. First, I have oily skin, so it's obviously going to be nice to see how this foundation performs for someone with my skin tone. I also do have, which I got acne or whatever, so I've got acne scarring, active acne cyst, so we're going to see how this works on my skin. Also, my skin is really dry at the moment because of my acne medication. It really dries the shit out of my skin sometimes, so if it looks a little bit funny, it may just be because my skin is really dry. Like, bitch, I moisturize my face almost 5 times a day. I'm drying out like hell. But I just wanted to point that out, so I don't know if that's going to affect the usage of the foundation as we go along, because obviously I've never tried it. So this is what the foundation looks like. I love that they, obviously because it is the Conceal and Define range, I love that they follow the same design and it's literally just a bigger looking version of the concealer. And because it is a bigger version of the concealer, they also still included the Day Fit applicator, and this, I don't know how I feel about that. I watched Kami's review and I was like, oh, because bitch, I love me a pump. Do you know what I mean? I love a pump foundation. If not a pump, a foundation that you can pour out. My worry with this, the Day Fit applicator, is that you're not gonna get, I mean obviously more time, no one ever really finishes a foundation, but you're not gonna get as much product out of it as you want, because it's gonna get to a point where you want to start tapping it out or you want more product, but you're dipping and dipping. So we're gonna see if that's an issue as I'm applying. Because I mean, it's the same for the concealer. Because of the applicator, there's so much product left at the bottom, whereas if it was like a LA Girl concealer, you could squeeze it out, but because it's like this, you kind of find yourself doing that, trying to get it out or whatever. But let's go straight ahead and start applying. So I'm going to be using the shade F16. Obviously these are not out in store, so I based this off of just loads and loads of like people's swatches and just trying to find a good match. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just so you guys can see my skin, see how it works for coverage and whatnot. And I'm going to do this side of a brush and this side of a beauty blender. I usually apply all my foundation with brushes, but we're going to see what works best really. So we are up close and personal, sis, maybe a little bit too close. Okay, stand too close, girl. So I'm just gonna go straight from the applicator, and yeah, so that's a swatch of it on my skin. I usually never really match my foundation that well, to be honest. My face is a little bit darker than my body, kind of, really. I'm a little bit tan still from summer, but my face is usually just a little bit darker than my body. So if my foundation is a bit darker than my body, I don't mind, because I usually even it out with concealer. This is really unusual, applying a foundation with like this. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's weird because I don't want to put too much. I don't know. I find it really strange, but I think this will be a good match. Yeah. It has, you can see it's got kind of like reddish orange undertones, which is kind of the shade I usually go for in foundation. Also, this is a new brush, so it's not very dense, so it might blend a little bit funny. You know, as that brush gets older, it's a little bit denser. But yeah. So far, that looks really good, isn't it? Like the way it's matching to my neck. Yeah. Okay, girl. And in terms of coverage, not too shabby, covering up most of my scarring, which is always lovely. And as much as I do have acne, I don't like to colour correct because I feel like sometimes it gets a little bit too much. I did conceal the top of my brows, but I did that with another foundation. So as you can see, as for a match to this, I think it looks pretty good. Obviously it just looks very flat because it's just the base, but in terms of matching to my body, it's really good. So as you can see, my face is just like a little discolored from my body, but I think it's a pretty good match. It's supposed to be a demi matte concealer, and I'm definitely getting that vibe. I did prime my face earlier with a mattifying pore minimizing primer. This is literally just a drugstore primer, but it looks very, very matte. I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but in the mirror it feels really nice and matte, which is always lovely for someone like me with oily skin. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and of course I'm going to do that with a beauty blender. It literally just feels so strange applying foundation like this, because I mean sometimes I apply it with like a brush, like a little brush, just to brush it onto my face, but even still it's really like foreign. It feels nice though, the applicator, you know. So that's that, and I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out. This is a Real Technique sponge. As you can see, it's slanted here, so I'm just gonna use that and then blend it in. I've actually never used a beauty blender, so yeah, exciting. It says it's a full coverage foundation. I definitely agree with that. It says it's a demi matte foundation. It doesn't say this on here, but on the Revolution site and the Instagram, they described it as a demi matte foundation, and I definitely agree with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the concealers to see how that works. I literally always use C13 and C12, constant repurchase. I use C13 under my brow, and I'm gonna go ahead with that as my first layer to highlight like the usual places. So I usually always used to blend out my concealer, and I just blend everything with my foundation brush, and I reserve this kind of brush for powders, but recently I've gone over to the dark side and I started using them for liquids, and I'm quite enjoying it, so that's what I'm going to do today. So the foundation and the concealer are going very, very well together, as you can see, and I can feel it like getting matte, like being matte, which is really nice, because the concealers are quite matte as well, and they dry quickly as well to add that mattifying effect, as I mentioned in my review if you want that. But yeah. That is looking quite good, but you know me, bitch, I love a bright highlight, so I'm gonna go in with C12, which is this color here, and I'm just gonna So this is what we have for our base, guys. And acne scarring wedge, acne scarring hole. This foundation is full coverage, it's matte, it works perfectly with the concealers, and yeah, looks like I have a new foundation, which is great because my foundation is actually like running out. Really nice finish, very skin-like. It is matching my body so perfectly. It's scary, and I'm really happy that I didn't get the wrong shade because now I can actually use this. So I'm gonna go ahead and beat the rest of my face off camera, and I'm gonna come back and give you guys my overall review of the foundation. So as you can see, I finished my makeup off camera, sis, and we are glowing. Hello, hi. And yeah, my overall review of the foundation, absolutely love it. Honestly, I have no complaints at all. I would definitely say go and get it. I got mine off Superdrug, and it's £9. The concealer is £7. It's a lovely matte finish. I think it's a very good foundation for oily skin. It's very full coverage as it is described as, so it's very true to the product, and I'm absolutely in love. But my camera is legit dying, so I need to say goodbye. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and hit the subscribe button down below.